5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of I Digress, your possibly most favourite, likely least favourite podcast from those of us that aren't particularly experienced in this field of work. Today, I'm joined by our usual host, Rob.
Bingo bongo.
Nice. We're also joined by a returning guest and fan favourite, Grant.
Wow, I'm honoured. I didn't know I was a fan favourite. This episode I plan on putting the I die in I digress.
There you go, you had it. I mean, I say fan favourite. For that we would need fans.
Yeah.
That isn't just Paddy, so... I mean, you might be his favourite, we don't know. And on the other side, we have a Fees.
Well, go on.
So we are all joined here today by the wonders of the internet to talk about a smorgasbord of random topics. God, what a fucking great word, topics.
I digress.
To kick us off today, we have just a pretty vague topic to go with, which is, what annoys you? Rob, do you want to take us away with this one?
Well, I mean, with everything that's been going on, the most recent thing that's really grinded my gears, Dominic Cummings doing whatever the fuck he thinks he can get away with. I don't agree with the reasons that he decided to take a 260-mile trip to see his wife and kid, and then just to add a little salt to the wind, he was like, you know what, I'm going to take a 60-mile round trip to visit a castle to test my eyesight. 60 miles.
But you have to be really thorough sometimes. You have to really make sure that you can see.
I mean, Neil, it's like me saying, you know what, I've been drinking, let me just drive a couple of miles just to see if I'm too drunk to drive.
I mean, on that note, I should just say as well, the reason this is a special episode is that we all are actively drinking tonight, and we have had some before the start of this recording, and we will continue to through this, so the quality might just degrade as we go
Improve.
on. But,
Expect slurred speech, yeah.
That's one way of looking at it. But yeah, Grant, what's your thoughts on this?
You know what? I think it's a bit... I'm honestly just really sick of hearing about it at the minute, and I think that it would just be like, you know what? If he just came out and was like, yeah, all right, whatever, I went for a drive, what are you going to do about it? It's happened. Then things would be over by now. But instead, I think because he was lying about it and not really talking about it in the first place, he sort of did himself in there. But
it's not stay alert, control the virus, save lives of him, is it?
It's not particularly, no, but...
He was pretty alert driving.
It's very alert driving, especially if you can't see. I think it's a hilarious excuse. Like, what a testament to the guy that he was on the news live for over an hour answering questions, and he managed not to mix up his story. Yeah. Like, I think, you know what, say what you want about the guy. Like, he has an amazing memory for lies.
Talent. I think as well, Rob's pretty much got the nail on the head there with the whole, it's like getting drunk and going to drive just to see if you're drunk. Like, it's not his best idea as well. But didn't Bojo like justify it as well by being like, no, he did what every father would do in this situation or something. I don't know the full story, but it was something to do with like he drove somewhere.
He was dropping so he had symptoms and his wife had symptoms. So he was dropping his kids off with his niece, who offered to take care of them.
Yeah,
which is
kids who probably would have already been infected
to spread
by that
the thing anyway. Yeah,
exactly.
It doesn't make sense. Like, a guy in his position surely has contacts to phone a babysitter or just any friend of the family who's nearer than 260 miles.
I don't know. I kind of get it. So his niece volunteered to take care of them because they said they were getting sick. So I do kind of understand why. So if you feel like you're getting sick and you need childcare, you take the first person who says they're available to take your child.
But why does he need to drive all that way?
Actually, well, quick question. How old are his kids?
I have no idea. I assumed they were like toddlers based on the conversation.
I'd assume not old enough to take care of themselves.
Let's say 4, just for the...
Well, imagine it was like a 14-year-old kid, and they had to then drive them off to drop them with someone that had to take care of them. It was like, yo, if they're ill, just teach them how to use their phone to call for an emergency.
Yeah.
Or leave them by themselves.
I don't know.
Yeah, I said 14.
Kids got to fend for themselves.
I know that the niece that he was dropping them off to was 16, I think. So
Okay, come
you
on.
assume that the kids are much younger. If she's only 16, then you assume that his kids are
Right.
Not like you're
ridiculous.
surprised. I had to sort of fend for myself when I was 12, just don't open the door, cook your own food, and just...
Rob, stop
strangers.
snitching on yourself. Rob, stop snitching on yourself. You're not trying to get your mum arrested.
That's fine, Rob. No, that's fine, but you wouldn't go and drop your 2 kids off at a 16-year-old to look after them, would you?
I
Yeah,
would.
you would.
Yeah, you would.
Most babysitters are like starting at 16. You're old enough
Exactly.
I've seen the amount of kids I babysitted when I was, 13.
Yeah,
I
but
mean-
that's not babysitting. That's like you'd leave them there, for a couple of weeks. Is she living by herself? Probably not. She's 16.
No,
Bullshit.
she'll live with whoever his brother or his
Or
sister
guided
or
at that
whoever
point,
they're
yeah.
married to, presumably.
I mean, 16 years old, you're old enough to have kids. I'm sure you're old enough to look after them.
I'll give you that, Rob. I'll give you that.
That's true.
Weird thing about being 16.
Or-
Weird thing about that, right? You're old enough to have kids. You're old enough to get married. You're old enough to join the army. Can't drink.
Or watch porn.
Yeah, but you can have sex. Can't watch porn.
Don't worry about it, man.
I think that we should. Are you saying that we should raise the legal, participant in sex age to 21? Really get some maturity going through us?
No, I think if you're old enough to have sex and have kids, I don't know why this is just
Neil,
weird.
this is thin ice. We can't say if
Wait,
you're old enough.
real quick. Could you guys imagine what life would be like if the age limit to have sex was 21 and everyone actually abided by that rule?
Well,
Could you
then,
imagine
if
how
everybody abided by the
different
rule, it
world
would be fine. But I think there would be an awful lot of child porn online if it was counted as 18, 19,
Whoa.
and 20 as child
Oh
porn.
my god, how did we get there?
I'm gonna phase that word out.
No. You can't because I see where he's coming from because like there are hundreds of actresses and actors I would assume in porn now that are 18 and they are fucking like put forward as that's them just turned legal because people fetishize that shit. Whereas if the legal age was 21, Grant's right. I think people would still, if it was changed, people would still be used to that, and it would then be classed as underage, which is horrible.
Let's just emphasize this is in the hypothetical where 21 is the legal age. Just emphasize it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Okay, that's hypothetical. But I'm just saying, if I went onto Pornhub right now, I bet I would see something like 18-year-old slut gets fucked an ass hard, and that would be now classed as child porn in this society that we're talking about.
Let's just say, well, it works by algorithm, so it depends on what you're looking up. I mean, I personally don't watch it, and
What?
I use pure imagination.
You say you
don't
don't
watch
watch
what, Rob?
porn?
Nope.
I ain't buying that for a second.
No. This is where we need to believe. Rob, no. I think he's right. Rob doesn't watch porn. He just watches hentai. That we can clarify.
Correct.
Hey, fun fact, hentai actually just means pervert in Japanese.
That doesn't make
That
it
is
any
a
better,
fun
Rob.
fact. That's a top fact.
I'm just saying, man.
So what you're saying, Rob, is that you watch pervert?
I
It
mean,
sounds a lot better than
literal
porn, by the way.
translation.
Apparently.
Well,
So, I mean, it's kind of ironic that we started with Dominic Cummings and finished sort of in the area of porn. That's a weird one.
Don't say how, Neil.
What do you mean, how?
Okay. So moving on from what was essentially porn there, we'll move on to Afiz. What's been annoying you recently?
Oh, man.
Or rather, what hasn't been annoying you?
No. Azealia Banks. She just finds a way to get into, like, my
Azealia
social media.
Banks.
Oh, she just annoys me.
212,
Can we just
though.
cancel her? Like, just the way we cancel other, like, celebrities. Can we just have her cancelled?
212, what a song.
Shit, man. We could cancel her right here, right now. We've got enough of a fan base. Well,
I mean, have you
enough of a
seen-
toxic fan base, but you know.
Have you seen what she posted about saying she slept with Dave Chappelle?
No.
Oh yeah, oh my god, I know.
And you know the craziest thing, right? Because Azealia Banks is so crazy, I can actually almost believe Dave Chappelle slept with her. Just
What did
because
she
he's
say?
just like, I would do this. Oh, she was like, I'm going to ruin Dave Chappelle's career and just let everyone know that I slept with him and we had an affair while he's doing his marriage and stuff. And part of me at first was like, Azealia, shut the fuck up. No one cares about your opinions. You're failed. You're a failed human being. But then I was like, you know what? If as anyone Dave Chappelle would probably have slept with, would be Azealia Banks. Not because she's like the best looking, but just because, you know, no one would believe her.
Is that like almost
Person
like
that
the
you
argument
see in your
of
life all the time. I feel like I've not seen her in an awfully long time. Is she frequently coming up in your life enough that it annoys you?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know
surprised.
how. She just speak to Neil and Rob. They will tell you the amount of times I'm like, I just hate that bitch Azealia Banks.
Dude, now that we've like said it often enough, when we look on Instagram next, it's just going to be all over our feed, just like plugins from Azealia.
True, that's the
Your name
internet's
3
always
times
listening.
and she appears. What's her deal? What was her song? How would I know her? I know the name, but I can't think of
That's
it.
101, baby.
That was it. She released that one song and thought she was the greatest artist in the world. But yeah, no, that's the one person that annoys me the most, Azealia Banks. Besides the people saying they want a haircut right now, so we should reopen the world. But that idiots. Azealia Banks is just a different level of special.
Right, well, if you don't mind me taking the lead from that one, because that's quite funny what you've just said, because I would say the thing that's annoying me at the minute is my hair. It's too damn long, thick, red and dry. Don't know how girls deal with this. I'm really dying for a haircut, and I'd like the world to restart.
Yeah, straight up. I'm also on board with this.
Oh my days.
Shaving my head at the start of lockdown has turned into a horrible mistake, and I just do not enjoy looking in the mirror.
I mean, Neil, you say that, but I'm already at the stage where I'm already contemplating dyeing my hair again because I just need some sort of change in my life. And I don't know where the barber is.
Rob,
I don't have a razor,
there's other
bro.
ways you can go through with changes in your life besides dyeing your hair.
Nah, man, this is the only thing. This is all I can do, man.
All right, Rob, you know what? Tell you what. So as of tomorrow, we can meet people outside at a 2 meter distance. I will bring my clippers out with me. They're battery powered, and I'll just give them to you, and you can sit and just, bzz, 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 shave your head off, man.
I don't want to go bald. I just want a nice side and back fade. I want my barber again, man. I
actually messaged my barber yesterday being like, hey man, are you okay? Hope you're safe. Like, that's how much I miss my barber. The only times I ever message my barber is to like get an appointment, and now I'm just like sending a message like, man, take care of yourself. I need you when things are back to normal.
That's how you're going to get
number
the
one in
major.
the priority line when he reopens.
That's really what you're doing, Afiz, isn't it? You're just trying to make sure you can get an appointment.
Exactly.
Major
You know
discount.
he's going to be busy, so you're just getting yourself to the front of the line early.
Yeah. I'm going to walk in, dap him up, be like, hey man, how you doing? He's like, oh, don't worry, you're next. I'm like, yes, my boy.
The rest of people in the queue are just giving you daggers.
I wouldn't even care.
I don't know why. Slightly side note. I was just wondering, just want to ask you guys, would you rather everyone thought you fucked a goat, but you didn't, or you actually fucked a goat,
Nice sidebar.
but nobody knows that you did?
Yeah, I'd probably fuck the goat for real, but no one would know. But I would just say, I would know in my head that was the greatest of all time sex.
Yeah, what if it was great?
Where do you think Yakunism comes from? It's some guy one day did it and was like, you know what? That was the best I've ever had.
I mean, Grant is from the north, but
Yeah. I was going to say, that was like semi a trap. Now I'm just going to remove the precursor and just have him randomly interject that he,
You can take a soundbite of me and say whatever. I have no shame.
I would also join Grant. I would also go for that option because I wouldn't want everybody thinking that, because then you're just that guy that fucked the goat, and I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Well, I would second that, by the way. That's what I would go for as well. It's already bad enough I've had a situation closer to that in real life, but not a goat. I should clarify. Not a goat. It's a human being. It's a human being, but that human being tried to tarnish my name, and that's where we'll leak that.
Wow, man. I mean, hey, at least it's not as bad as having the sort of title of being a dog kicker.
That'd be really bad.
By the way, that episode was hilarious. I'm sorry. That was funny.
That'd be really bad. I would hate that.
That's definitely something that's annoying.
Quick side, I don't know if you guys heard of this story. It happened about 3 weeks ago. So some girl posted a story about how she went on a date with some guy. Things got lucky. They ended up having sex. Then, disclaimer, guys, if you don't like hearing dirty shit, tune out now. He came on her back, right, and on her face. I don't know how he did that. I don't know how that was possible, but that's what she said. Because I don't know how you can come in the back and face. Like, that's some reach right there. But anyway, we'll move on.
Wow.
Fast forward a couple of days. She starts getting a couple of rashes, and she couldn't figure it out. She got a rash on her face and back. So she went to the doctor to speak to the doctor, and they're like, yeah, so you're fine. And the doctor was like, yeah, you're fine. It's going to go away, but it's kind of a weird one because what we found on you were just like tiny worms that were eating up your skin a little bit. And they're like, you only find that on dead bodies, right?
Jesus.
Then she was
Where's this going?
She was like, the person you slept with, you need to contact them to let them know. So before she told the guy, she did some research about where the guy worked. The guy works in a morgue.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, turns out
Oh no.
sleep with the dead bodies.
Nope.
And like, I remember reading that and being like,
Oh
oh
god.
my god, now I need to be careful on first dates as well. Like,
Please say psych.
What, in case you fucked a corpse and you get found
not
out?
not me, but in case someone is messing around with the corpses.
A piece is just in a pub and the girl's like half dead.
Okay, Rob, we're not doing this. We'll stick to Neil's dog kicking.
Got a zombie.
Oh,
He's just like, damn, girl, you fine.
Man, this girl's up for anything.
Arm falls off.
But the final question for that is, if you were in that situation and a girl told you that story, would you believe it or not?
No.
Initially, no.
It would depend. I mean, no, I don't believe that that's a true story. I don't believe that
Oh,
the guy.
God.
Wait, so is the guys? Are the worms just coming from the dead body to him, or is the guy
It
come
came
alive
from his
here?
penis, basically, because
God, it's bad. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't believe it.
and yeah, it's a true story.
Jesus. So, another thing that annoys me is people using big words thinking they're better. How does that make you feel, guys?
What do you mean? The coefficients of the coincidence in conversations makes everything like replicated, and the repercussion is not as what you think.
Yeah, photosynthesis.
Makes me feel bad.
No, but see, like, do you know what I mean? It's when you sort of understand what they're saying anyway, but they're trying to use fancy words to like try and win an argument or try and make them seem smarter when...
One of
lie
our
about
fans does that. One of our biggest fans does that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. He knows he does it too, because I would call him out for it as well. He'll just basically, whenever he throws out big words, I'll just turn it and be like, ooh, lexicon, and just comment on his massive vocabulary. Just
like,
really be a dick.
We're talking among friends. We don't need to be trying to step a sort of dick measuring contest into our vocabulary.
Exactly.
But Rob, you can't deny you've definitely done that on a date before to sound impressive.
Oh, 100%. But that's because, try and be impressive.
Since we're in a circle of friends right now, you want to give up some of your moves? Tell us some of your favorite go-to words on a date.
Oh, I can actually go for a bit with this with Rob. I've been out with Rob before when he was on a semi-date with a girl. This girl, I think she went to Oxford or Cambridge
Oh, damn.
or something. And Rob was like throwing out words that I've never heard him use before. Wouldn't even really make sense in the context. But we're just like... he would just throw them out to try and make his sentence sound longer. It's kind of like that episode of SpongeBob where they start making dolphin noises as sentence elongators. He was basically doing that, and she was just like giving him sort of looks as if to say, like, "I can tell you're trying, and I appreciate it."
And she knew this individual was incredibly smart.
Dude, you have no idea. Her IQ is probably way above.
Oh no, Rob,
it's ridiculous.
Let's give people some context. So in high school, we had a situation where we had a maths prelim. Let's just say the highest, besides this girl, the highest people got was 32%. So basically everyone else failed. She got 94%. That's how smart this girl was.
Well, an average on a 32% is that's way too hard.
I'm not going to lie. Do you know what really annoyed me? It's not the fact that most of the class failed and only one person, well, two people passed actually, but one person excelled. It's the fact that the teacher thought he'd make a point by graphing everyone's scores and just having like a flat line, and then one massive spike. And we were like, oh, we wonder who that is.
Oh, fun times.
It's like, it works against the really, this really intelligent person in the class then is then stood out as like an outlier at a particular time in their life where, you don't particularly want to be. Like, you might want to fit in with people, and it's kind of calling them out in the middle of the class.
This is another thing we all noticed in the class, because she got her grades first, and the moment we saw she got 94%, we knew we failed, because usually she's a 99 or 100% kind of student.
If she's down 6%, that's like at least 50% for normal.
Yeah, that's pretty wild then.
I think talking about someone's strong suits, it kind of links very nicely onto our favorite odd activities.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
And what's been a favorite odd activity that people have been picking up recently?
Okay, odd activities then.
Right, back to...
That's not your fucking bit, Grant, alright? Stay in your fucking lane, Grant, right?
Listen
Grant,
up, motherfucker.
you are Scottie Pippen.
I'm the one that's going to be in control of the fucking art here. So I choose to put you in or not, motherfucker.
Grant, you're Scottie Pippen, okay? Just fucking stay in your lane. You signed up to a contract 10 years, okay? Don't fucking come back to me.
If I draw a new logo, don't either of you cross me because I'll draw it with dicks on and I'll choose the size of your dick.
That's the best thing I've heard. Right. Anyway.
Right, I'll start. I've been odd activities, gardening for me recently. It's been a
Gardening?
weird one.
Have you turned into a pensioner?
Not like full on gardening, but like, you know what I mean? I've got nothing else to do, just taking care of that lawn and like make sure things look great and just trying to plant things every here and there, but we'll see.
Afis, how's your Spanish coming along?
Bueno!
Sorry, I just assumed it came hand in hand with gardening. My bad.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Oh,
Did you not get that?
Oh
I
my
didn't get
god.
that at all. I just assumed that he was learning Spanish. But
Yes.
Oh, when he said that, I was like, Rob, in my head, I was like, Rob, don't finish what you're about to say. Then he said it.
Oh, I didn't even get it. I just assumed that Afiz was learning Spanish.
Oh, no, I'm just loving that this is going to be a very unfiltered episode. So I'm sorry, man. After hundreds of years of oppression, I think we get some slack to take it easy now and then.
I know, but dissing on the Mexicans like that, come on.
Whoa, nobody said anything about Mexicans, Grant.
Oh, shit. Hold on. I've really dropped myself in it here. Just
Wow,
Hispanics.
Grant. What's wrong with Mexicans?
Quickest way to get out of a hole, Grant. Stop digging.
Yeah. I'm going to start filling that hole in. Nothing wrong with them. I had fajitas for dinner. Delicious.
Wow.
Just stop.
Wow. Look at that. Cultural appropriation right there.
I'm going to stop talking right now.
God, to be a straight white male, right, Rob?
I know, right?
Yeah. Anyway,
Good thing Afis, our Japanese friend, is sticking with us.
Rob, let's just jump over to you, Rob. So, your odd activity that you've been doing more in lockdown. Now, I think you actually mentioned to me that you've been playing more of your didgeridoo.
I have. Well remembered. That has been what I would say a lot of people would consider a favorite odd activity. And I was actually listening to a podcast the other day that they were sort of insulting how ridiculous it is for anyone to claim that they play didgeridoo. And I actually do. I reckon I can get away with saying I played the didgeridoo. I'm actually not half bad at it now.
We get a sample.
Oh,
You know what? You know what? We can. I just need to get in the other room. 2 seconds.
What an exciting development.
man, who would have thought? Who'd have thunk?
Do you know there's actually a didgeridoo like dubstep subgenre?
Is there
Yeah, it's like didgeridoo dubstep.
didgeridoo dubstep? Of course it
Let me
is.
check this out.
I'm into that.
It's I found an absolutely hilarious album of it. Let me see if I can find it and I'll post it in the chat.
All right, boys. Are you ready for this? I don't know what was said before. And yeah, I'll give you guys a little sample just now. You ready?
Yep.
Oh wait, how close
Absolutely
to the
ready.
mic are
Actually,
you?
wait,
right now?
Rob. Rob, I'd just like you to tell us, Rob, what song this is you're playing.
Oh, this is an original.
Oh, and what is it called?
Aboriginal.
Oh,
is it?
very good.
Okay, that's cool. Go for it.
All right, I'm going to need to take my headphones off for this one. So I'll just
Okay.
give you like a 10-second sample.
I'm ready.
And give it up for Rob, guys. That was the best thing I've ever heard since sliced
that-
bread.
Did anybody else get less than a second of that?
I got one nice little boop, and that was
Yeah,
it.
that was it. Yeah.
And that was it.
We only heard the original note and then it cut you off.
Yeah, Rob. We only just got the first note of that.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Discord might have a music cancelling.
You know what? If it didn't come out, I'll just like do it in post editing and then. sort of
Oh,
just
I don't know
put
how
it
I
in.
feel about
Oh, in that case, wow, Rob, that was amazing.
Wicked!
Thank you.
Your ancestors would be blessed.
My Australian
His
ancestors.
Aboriginal ancestors.
Don't
Hey,
think about
man,
it.
I would like to go as being, ethnically ambiguous.
How many Aborigines are there in Zimbabwe, Rob? Or in Paisley, for that matter?
Oh,
Okay, cool. Bro.
I mean, we all know Rob came from Mago, so he's fine. He's got ancestors in Mago, so he's fine. He can claim to be Aboriginal. West Hermland Land, whatever it's called. I can't pronounce the name.
That one.
That one, yeah. Now I know how teachers feel when they tried to say my name the first time.
Yeah. Abla Davies, something like that.
No, I
Imagine
thought
you
it
got
was
something else.
Hamza. Was your name not Hamza?
No, I once got Hanif, and there's no N in my name.
That's quite good. That is
Do you
quite
know-
good.
I do love when people sometimes say Hasif. And I'm like, where are you getting? Are you not hearing what I'm saying? Hafiz.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I've heard people say that before about Hafiz.
It's like,
I guess
just
this
don't
stage the
understand.
way you just stop correcting them. You're just like, one day you learn.
Never.
Moving on. For my odd activity during lockdown is that I've really taken to doing crosswords. I bought myself a crossword book, right? And I actually completed one of them. It's like a little pocket book, like 100 pages kind of thing, each one on it. And I've managed to finish one. I'm doing another one just now. I'm doing them each morning.
Ooh.
Sometimes I'll go on a walk, take a little break, have some lunch, do a couple of crosswords, man. And you know what? It's really nice. It's really cathartic, quite methodical, just working through them. And you know what? It makes me sound like an old man, but I love it.
What level did you get? Beginner, intermediate, advanced?
I mean, it's a book. I didn't really get to choose.
Good for you, Neil. Good for you.
How many have you finished? I'm out of interest because I can only ever in the newspaper get like 2 or 3, and then I'm like, I'm out and done. Too hard.
So in the book that I did finish, there was 75. So I finished that, and I've done about 20 in the sequel, if you want, for May's edition.
Oh my goodness, you've got a second book. This is dedication then. This is an actual hobby that's been formed. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I'm going all out.
God, what's your favorite word?
Makes you know Neil's going to be taking part in spelling bees. And
What's
stuff.
that, Rob?
What was your favorite word?
What's my favorite word?
The highlight.
The crossword you've done.
Oh, not just in general.
Oh, I know it starts with an N and ends with an R. Don't worry.
It doesn't.
Neil,
It
don't
doesn't.
bite. Just answer the question.
My favorite word is boing.
Neil, don't bite.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
boing.
Don't worry, man. I got you.
No, favorite word. I don't have a favorite word for the crossword, really. Can't think of them. But I've just been doing a lot of them. That's really all I have on that. I'm not going to lie. Thought I was going to go somewhere. Didn't.
That's it. That's interesting so far. It's gardening and crosswords. And so far, lockdown looks like a retirement party.
We've turned into pensioners. Well, Rob's playing the didgeridoo.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right,
Yeah.
my not super odd activity, but since the start of lockdown, I have gotten super into meditation, and every day I'm spending 15 minutes meditating. And I think that it's a
Lovely.
very, very wholesome thing that everyone should do for your psyche and for your soul. But what's super interesting is because actual meditation is quite boring. You shouldn't, no offense to anyone who's into it, but it sucks sitting in a silent room for 15 minutes. But if you really try and focus on, so the coolest one that I found is if you just sit there and you stare at your hands and you think about feeling what's going on within your hands, then after a while you can actually start to feel the blood move around your hand and every single tiny little tendon moving, and because you never really think about that stuff. You never think about the tiny little details of your body.
I think it's being called being present.
It comes into mindfulness a lot. You're supposed to, if you're taking a moment to distract yourself or just to be present in the moment, you're supposed to think about your breath. Or if you're mindfully eating something, you're supposed to think about the textures, the flavors, everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had never thought about any of that stuff before this lockdown. So it's been quite interesting
No, I get that.
exploration into my own body and mind over
What's
the last.
your guru name then?
Senpai Grant, obviously.
Guru Granth Sahib.
I love that. Guru Grant Sahib. Let's stick with that
I'm
one.
pretty sure Guru Granth Sahib is a Sikh guru or something. I don't know. Probably being really culturally insensitive or something, but
Pretty Scottish name.
no, it's Granth with a TH at the end.
No, it's like a northern dialect.
But it's like a play of words, pun there. I got that. No, I don't know if I mentioned before. I've been really into yoga as well during this.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great.
I don't think anyone asked.
I'm with you though.
Fucking doing that on this, Rob. You're removing this shit, and we're not
I'm
fucking
sorry. I'm sorry. I was just trying to antagonize you.
doing that.
I'm with you on that, Neil.
Thanks.
I've
man.
turned into somewhat of a yogi as well. My mum's actually a yoga teacher, and I always thought that yoga was kind of bullshit and boring. But then it got really. I think that you just have to find your own version of it. She does sort of a slower, more traditional style, whereas mine's I prefer more like a stretch that it's a serious sort of stretch and a bit more of a workout. Have you found yoga with Adrian on YouTube?
Oh, yes. Oh, we know a few things about her.
I think I'm in love with her.
With what? Sorry, yoga with Adrian, did you say?
Yeah, my girl.
Oh God, I'd marry her.
Oh yeah, baby. You have no idea.
See, this is where I was going to ask a question. For someone like me who wants to get into yoga, who would you recommend?
Adrian. 30 days with Adrian will complete your month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. She's just the most lovely, warm,
Soothing.
perfect person.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah.
You guys sound like you're in love.
Oh, I am. 100%.
If you ever feel like there's too much hate in the world, watch the Yoga with Adrian recipe for yogi tea, and you'll just be like, wow, this woman has solved world peace. Like,
She's honestly the best person.
She's got some accolades for sure.
yeah.
Some might
Right,
some
let's find out who this
some
person
might
is.
describe her as being a Calipigian.
All right, Rob, fuck off. You just complained about people using long words, and now you're throwing out Calipigian. Fuck
Yes.
right off.
What does
I'm
that mean?
a big hypocrite. Oh, you know.
No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well, see, it's not my place to test people's knowledge on words. In fact, if we're going to test anyone's knowledge on certain words,
All right, Dick, I'll look it up.
Right.
I think we know who to challenge.
What a terrific way to move on to our next topic.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So, we now come to the point that we alluded to last week. I hope everybody has been continuing to drink here. As we move on to our Urban Dictionary segment, where you guys are going to come with words that you have searched online that are modern and are hip and cool, and I am going to attempt, or if I do know, I will say, but I'm going to attempt to give you definitions for what these words mean.
Oh, yes.
So for each one of these that I will get wrong, I will take a drink of what I'm drinking just now, which is a can of Innis and Gun.
Tennis for fun.
Tennis for fun. Quarantinis, if you will.
Quarantinis. All right. Well, first up, I'm
Quarantinis.
gonna hit you with something hard. Cock blocked by Steve Jobs.
Ooh.
Is this is our first one, Grant? This is Cock Blocked by Steve Jobs.
Can you put it in a sentence?
Oh, mate, I saw this bird last night, but then I got cock blocked by Steve Jobs.
So, Cock Blocked by Steve Jobs. I'm going to go with that being when your iPhone has interrupted you doing sexiness on a girl or a man, and your iPhone has just fucked up somehow and stopped you from having sex.
Now you're along the right lines of understanding what cock blocked means, but you've got it the wrong way around. It's not your iPhone, it's the other person's iPhone. It's when you see someone that you're interested in, pursuing, and and you might make a move, and in retaliation, they take out their iPhone and put their headphones in, or connect their earbuds these days as a way to
But that
block
seems
you.
a bit long-winded to be like, I was cock blocked by Steve Jobs, as in she's put her AirPods in.
Hey, is what it is.
I will take a swig for that one. Okay.
Right, I think I'll take the second round. Are you ready for this?
Rob, I am more than ready.
Oh, I hope so. Okay, so this, from Urban Dictionary, is called the Mandingo effect.
Okay. Wait, no, they're not. I was going to say they're the things from Until Dawn, but they're not. That's Wendigos.
Ah, that's Wendigo,
No, just
yeah.
Wendigos, yeah.
Wendigos. Mandingos are large, well-endowed black men, is it not?
Well, you tell me, what is the Mandingo effect? I feel like I can't give any hints for this one.
God. Is that like a weird modern way of putting, like, once you go black, you never go back?
Do you know what? You're not far off. It's a noun, and the actual definition is when you're fucked by so many black guys that you wake up believing you're in a different dimension. But,
That's good. I like that.
Mandingo effect.
The Mandingo effect. Well, I mean, I think I was close. I think I was pretty close. I mean, I wasn't. I was completely far off, but...
Just a little far, but, back, never go back, different dimension. It's kind of
Okay.
same.
Okay. A feast?
Same difference, if you will.
I won't.
Right, I'll be shocked if you actually know this one, Neil. It's called Dienda.
Dienda.
What do you think the word? Yeah, I'll use it in a
Please do.
sentence. Neil, have you seen my Dienda?
I'm going to go with Dienda, meaning... So, Dienda is when you are talking about the little piece of plastic that is on your headphones, and it keeps the two strands together, and you can pull them like closer and like looser, so you can kind of pull it right up to your chin. That bit is your Dienda. I'm going that.
That's very, very intelligent observation, Neil.
Or
But you couldn't be more
shit.
wrong.
Okay. What is it?
Do you want to go? Do you want to have one more try?
Dienda.
Or don't you say it? Yeah.
That, or I'm going to go with your Dienda being... Yeah, no, I have absolutely nothing here.
So Dienda means the end of my dick.
I was going to say dick! I never think that's too easy.
Oh, it's too easy that it's the most obvious.
Neil, I hope you're taking shots after all these wrong answers.
Well, I'm drinking this beer first, but I might have to go and get some rum.
So, Grant, what's your second word?
Neil, what does it mean to be Kanye Wested?
That means, Grant, to be enlightened. It's very similar to basically finding pure enlightenment through the following of Buddhism. As Kanye West is perhaps the greatest human being to be alive.
Preach.
I think that is what it is. To be Kanye Wested is it's basically to have found spiritual enlightenment and true happiness.
I agree. However, the heathens over on UrbanDictionary.com don't quite. They say heathens. They say it's a phrase used for when you're receiving sexual stimulation of pleasure from another person, male or female. It can go either way, and to be told during that someone else did it better to them.
So this is the best blowjob of all. This is a great blowjob and all, but so and so had the best blowjob of all time.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, Neil,
that is insane.
If you were blowing me, I was to say halfway through, Neil, this is great and all, but Rob gave me the best blowjob of all time.
Whoa! Why did we have to hypothetically use me?
I mean, Rob, if you did it whilst with two backing dancers behind you and like a nice black leotard, black and white, like lovely. You can't do that.
Like,
it's a
you're doing it, but don't worry.
Joke.
It's classy. Yeah.
Oh my days.
I think that would be the first time Kanye would be happy with someone using his name that doesn't rhyme with dick for him. Dicks, what was it again in South Park?
Fish dicks.
Fish sticks.
Yeah.
Right, Neil, are you ready?
Rob, I've never been more ready. Yep, okay.
So, for your second word, founded on Urban Dictionary, I will ask you, what does dingleberry mean?
Dingleberry.
Dingleberry.
A dingleberry is... Oh, shit, what's the word I'm thinking of? When you've got those fucking painful raisin things that you get on your arse. Those.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Is that your final answer?
What painful raisins do you get in your arse?
Nah,
Painful raisins?
They're things. They're fucking...
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's where Neil keeps the snacks.
Right, hold on. I'm looking this up just now, right? And I've googled bum raisins, and I don't know if it's going to work.
Whoa.
What are you talking about, bum raisins?
Wait, no, it's like when you get piles.
Neil, that's not how raisins are made.
Piles, final answer.
Is it piles? Piles is your final answer.
Final answer.
Are you sure?
Yep, sold. 100%.
You'd be wrong, so you better drink up.
Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
The Urban Dictionary.
Yes, I feel like I think I know what this is.
What do you think it is?
Is this when you when you've taken a shit and you've wiped, but there's still little nuggets of shit in your ass hair?
And I would have accepted that answer because
for fuck's sake.
That's dangleberries.
The official definition for dingleberry by Urban Dictionary is, and this is what they wrote, not my words, a delinquent partial turd which grasps anal shrubbery, causing brownish crust to accumulate in one's bum.
I think Grant got that.
Speaking about using big
Grant
words.
got that nail on the head right there.
No, I swear that's what they wrote.
Yeah, same. Grant's nail.
No, but I'm pretty sure that what Grant said is usually called dangleberries.
See, that's what I would have assumed.
Possibly an Americanism, Yeah.
Well, that is what Urban Dictionary said, so I'm not going to argue against them.
Did you guys ever watch Fairly Odd Parents?
Of course.
Dingleberry.
Yes, thank you. Every episode, the guy was like Dingleberg, talking about his neighbor. Throwback that is. Do you reckon that's where it came from?
Probably. They're quite annoying, but And stop trying to distract Neil. You're just trying to sort of buy yourself some time so you don't have to drink between words you're getting wrong.
I will say though, it's a little bit of a tangent, but when you're on like the origins of phrases, do you know that the origin of the 420 phrase of like 420 smoke up was just some people that were at college that finished classes at like 4, so would meet at a certain location on 420, and then that's when they would all meet. And eventually they stopped saying, let's meet at 420, and just said 420. And that's where like 420 for weed came up. Which is pretty crazy, because if you think about how far that phrase has traveled and how well that like 420 is associated with smoking weed, it's kind of insane that it started at a pre-internet sort of age of like, well, it was just like some random college kids that were just like, let's smoke a 420.
I mean,
And
saying that,
from there.
just think about how iconic we're going to sound in the future when this is all published, and everyone's going to revere us as podcast masters.
Yeah, and the 3 words "can't even lift" will just be. People won't even say that's comedy gold. They'll say that's can't even lift.
They won't. They'll say that. They'll say that's they'll say that's I digress because we're not associated with Can't Even Lift.
Stay in your lane, MJ.
Remember who the brand is here.
I am
Right.
the Sith.
Does anyone have?
Right, your second question.
Afis, you got another one for Neil.
Actually, you know what? I need to decide. Okay, I'm just going to go with this one. I think he knows this one. Coronalingus.
Coronalingus.
What does the word coronalingus
is
mean?
that? Oh wait, actually no. I was going to go with performing cunnilingus on somebody who has coronavirus, but I think it's something. I think it's something. I think it's someone else other than that. I think it's I don't know. Is it just what Boris does whenever he gives an address? Just fucking tries to feel his way around making words to make something that sounds like legible. Is that what he does?
I mean, that would have been a better meaning for the word, to be fair. It would have been a lot more funnier. But coronalingus basically means having sex during coronavirus.
See, I think I was pretty.
Period.
I think I was pretty close with the first one that I said.
You were close. Close.
You know,
Yeah,
take
God,
half a
this is
drink for
getting
that
difficult.
one.
Okay.
Right, Grant, do you have another word for, I think this is your last word, is it?
I have one more, and that is Charizarding.
You know what? I think I might know this.
Do you actually? Because I found this today looking
I
up
think
this podcast.
This is. I think I give you maybe a vague explanation, but this is a sex position, and what it involves is something to do with lighting somebody on fire. Whilst also, like, I think you have to like punch them or something, and you scream "I choose you" at the same time.
You're
That is
so
my
close.
general gist of it. And I
You're
think if
so
I-
close.
Yeah, you know what? I fucking nailed it, and you have to drink for this. I've got that.
Okay, so you were right about. So you light the girl's pubes on fire.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Are you about to say something, Neil? That you're.
No, I'm just glad that I got that.
All right, so you light the pubes girl on fire. Right about that. It is not a position though. You need to jizz to put the fire out,
Oh god.
and then you flap your arms, and you were almost right about the saying. You flap your arms like wings and say, "You don't have enough badges to train me."
Oh my god.
See, I think I was pretty close for that.
You were so close. That was pretty good. I would give you the point on that.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You think you've got this, Neil, do you? I thought
Oh,
I
yeah.
was being pretty kind with Dingleberry, but this last one is really gonna rock your socks. Your last word from Urban Dictionary: poop socking.
Poop socking.
Poop socking, one word.
So, consider my socks rocked, Rob. Poop socking. Can you use it in a sentence?
I was sat at my desk, couldn't get away, so I decided to take part in poop socking.
Couldn't get away, did you say?
Yes,
Poop socking.
poop socking.
Oh, is this like if you can't go to the toilet, you just shit yourself and it runs down your leg and goes into your sock?
Oh no.
That's what I'm going with.
Oh
Is
no.
that your answer? Well, I can tell you, the official Urban Dictionary definition is defecating into a sock in order to avoid getting up from your computer to use the
Neil
toilet.
was too easy.
Hey,
I'm not giving him that one because you have to take your sock off and poo into the sock. And
but if you're
You
sitting
know
on a
what I'm
chair,
saying?
you can't do that.
that's what the dictionary says. It's not pooing yourself until it runs into your sock. It's
Bullshit.
pooing
Quit.
into the sock. So
Quit.
you shall drink, my lord.
Mm-mm-mm.
Also, I've got one more.
Please
for
give
you.
us one more
I
to
wanna
round
see
off
what
in
kind of-
this section. Then give us one more.
Final order.
Right. This one is going to be an acronym, basically. So, what do you think ETTD stands for?
ETTD. Echo Tango Tango Delta.
Yeah. You want to try again?
No, I don't mean that's what it stands for. I was just trying to make sure that's what it was.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
I wasn't just thinking it was like some weird code you were going for. ETTD. I'm going to go with Extra Tasty Tango Dance. And I think what it is when you're really, really killing it on the dance floor, somebody might turn to you and go, hey, yo, that's ETTD. And you're like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
he thinks that's Extra Tasty Tango Dancing.
Oh yeah.
With.
I love how Neil just speaks about his fantasies in Hive. Like Vinty just wants to do it on the high dance floor.
For a second, I've been on the live dance floor and been strutting my stuff, and somebody's gone, "Hey, that's ETTD." Then, well, that hasn't happened. But that's what I'm going with.
Okay, so is that your final answer?
Extra tasty tango dancing.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, you were wrong. Well, maybe.
Not even close.
It stands for everything Trump touches dies.
You know what? Yeah, fair enough.
Wow.
I get it.
Oh my gosh, he was having some. Has he not done it now? There was some crazy announcement to be made about social media platforms by him tonight. Has he not done that yet?
I haven't heard anything on it.
Because Twitter owned him. The official Twitter thing absolutely slammed him on Twitter, obviously.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
he had something in Twitter, Twitter tagged it as a fact check thing.
Yeah, so he said that he was going to do he was going to make some law about social media platforms tonight, and because it was butthurt over Twitter,
it's amazing.
calling them out.
I actually read that.
Oh, I saw, but I read this as well.
Okay, I've just Googled, I've Googled it. It doesn't look like anything's happened yet, but I'm interested to see what his social media, because if America switches on the social media law, that'll change pretty much all social media for us as well, because we use all the same platforms.
Donald Trump has signed a social media executive order.
Yeah.
The U.S. coronavirus death toll surpassed 101,000. So he's looking to alter liability protections for social media companies. But experts say he doesn't have the authority to do so. Trump's critics said the order was a blatant attempt to distract from the country's mounting death toll. So it looks like what he's trying to do is basically make Twitter more liable for saying that he's a liar, because he thinks that they have a political agenda.
I mean, they do. Everyone does.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't. Thing is, though, they shouldn't, because they are a website.
They shouldn't. So. I agree.
But it's almost like, at what point do you say so much freedom of speech is detrimental to the society, you know?
Well, that's why the UK doesn't have freedom of speech, though. It's a good thing, though. It's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing that the UK is the UK is basically on freedom of speech. If you're not a dick, then no one cares.
Yeah. It's pretty much all about responsibility of what you say.
Yeah, or I shouldn't say not a dick, because there's definitely, what's his name, Tommy Robinson. He uses freedom of speech, but is in the UK, and I don't really understand how that works. But yeah, I don't know, I guess pretty bad.
What a star-spangled mega fanny. Anyway, shall we move on to the next section we have here?
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So, Rob.
Bingo.
I'm going to let you lead us away with this.
Right.
And this is on to James Charles. I'd like you to give us a background of who James Charles is.
Of course.
And what you'd like to discuss.
So, James Charles, I thought we'd bring up because he has been possibly the most underrated, successful person of our generation. He has only just turned 21 years old. He is a YouTuber. He has possibly made the #1 selling makeup brand, which is probably something we don't really know much about, considering I would assume that we don't really wear much makeup.
Speak for yourself.
Sorry, Neil. And he's essentially taken himself from essentially doing nothing but working from his bedroom to creating a makeup empire, starring people on his shows such as Kylie Jenner, who's obviously self-made, quotation marks, billionaire.
Self-made.
Quotation mark. That's not the point.
Kanye made her.
And then obviously he's recently just given himself his own show, where it's sort of the style of like a RuPaul's drag show type show, where he's taking all these up-and-coming makeup artists and giving them a chance to achieve somewhat of a glow-up success that he has. And he's taken makeup and doing tutorials to a whole new level, to a level that's making millions and millions of money and creating a multinational sort of industry. It's mad. I just thought it's something, your takes on his sort of rise to success at such a young age. And is there anything that you think is maybe like an underrated industry that someone could make a lot of money from?
Grant, do you want to take us through this one?
Yeah, I think it's amazing what he's done. Like, anybody who can put themselves out there on a platform, I assume that he started on YouTube. That's where I sort of first heard of him. But I think it's amazing that anybody can start on YouTube. It's a proper. I don't particularly know much about him, not watching many makeup tutorials, or not wearing any makeup. So I actually had no idea that he was selling makeup and has apparently made some massive brand out of that, which you've just informed me of. But yeah, I think that anybody who starts off in their bedroom and gets themselves to a position where they're like, running a business, and if you get a TV show off of it, great. I don't particularly know that it's easy for me to say because I'm not in the position that he is, but I don't know if television is the way to go, because I think that television is a completely dying format, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's a Netflix show. I don't really know. To be honest, I don't really know enough about the guy. I gave him a Google when you said that he was going to be one of the topics on the podcast today. I don't really know much about him, but I think it's pretty good, like inspirational. I don't know if it's a rags to riches story or not, but if it is, then great. Good on him.
So I remember hearing about James Charles because I remember Rob sent me a video one time of him doing some obstacle course with all these like Marines or something. And the dude just seems quite down to earth. Like, he basically embraced the fact he was like, yeah, I am not capable of doing this, but I'm going to try my best anyway. He was quite a flamboyant guy. I'll give him that. Like, he was very enthusiastic in what he was doing. But yeah, I'd never really heard of him until you said that. And even then you brought it up today and I had to remind me who it was. So his videos are all makeup videos, right?
More or less.
Okay. So I imagine he'd like vlogs and stuff as well now, but yeah, I think that's pretty impressive for doing that, especially considering that makeup is almost completely a female dominant market.
Oh yeah,
as well that he's done that. Like it's pretty wild. But I mean, well done to the guy.
Yeah, it's a funny thing with him because I was talking about this. We were talking about someone else, but we were talking about generally just YouTube in general. I remember when people would get. You remember when people would get 1 million subscribers, and that would seem like the biggest deal, and like they were this massive channel. Whereas now, if you don't have 1 million subscribers, it's like, have people heard of you at all? And
yeah, pretty much.
Like it used to be, you'd be like, everyone who has like a couple million subscribers, you know who they are, and they're absolutely massive. Whereas now, like you hear of someone, and then you go on their channel or their Instagram, or it works across any platform. You can be like, I've never even heard of this person, and they have 20 million followers, and I don't understand how I got so behind on this one topic. But I think that's a pretty good thing of just diversity across the web.
I mean, I think the most impressive thing from looking them up and things like that for me is just starting from 2016. Like, he would have been 17 at that time when he started, and just to even have the confidence to like literally go into an industry of like the makeup industry at like the age of 17 on YouTube, when we all know at that time it probably wasn't a thing that was like widely accepted compared to what it is now.
Definitely.
Like, that's brave enough.
Yeah, totally. Especially as a guy. Or two, yeah.
I think it's also ironic almost that it's a man that's dominated this field as well.
Like, it's just weird to think that he's done so well with it as well. But I guess like it just goes to show you it doesn't matter who you are, as long as you know what you're talking about. As long as you actually have a knack for it, you can like make it.
Also,
big,
though, even though we're like all like if you look at his pictures, you can tell he's good at the whole like makeup stuff. Like, I mean, I don't really know how to layer. Rob, we tried the makeup challenge when we were younger. You saw how that turned out.
Wait! What was that? You say you guys?
Can I see an image from this?
No.
You guys tried putting on makeup when you were younger.
Joe, never. Just ignore it anyway. So
you know what? I'll get into it a little quickly. We didn't try. We did, and we did it for charity. We're raising funds for this organization. Can't remember what it was. And it was the makeup challenge. We got a few people in school on board, and we did a pretty good job. Raised some money. There we go.
Yeah,
very nice.
Fucking gorgeous.
But anyway, besides Charles being really like James, I don't know. I called him by his last name there. Besides James being really good at makeup, like actually applying
Mr.
makeup.
Charles,
the one part I'm impressed. Mr. Charles. Okay, I'm sorry. Mr. Charles. Besides that, to be able to build up such like a wide business in 4 years is really impressive, especially when he's again started at 17. Like, think about the amount of hard work besides just being able to like good at like the whole makeup stuff. Like, think about like being sociable, which is something I'm bad at. Being sociable, being able to market yourself, having the confidence and ignoring people, and like just being strong enough to believe in yourself, especially at that age. It's not something a lot of people can do, especially when you have talent like that, because most of the time we all know creative people when they create something, they just want to create for the sake of creating. They don't really care the amount of people that sees or like see what they've created or like promoting that thing. They're just happy with creating. So that's quite impressive. He's got a net profit right now of $12 million US.
Oh,
That's insane.
Did you say it was 2016 when he started?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 4 years that he's accumulated all
4
that.
years he's
insane.
accumulated that. Not only is that absolutely insane, it's the fact that he's managed to stay humble and be just a genuine caring person, just from what it seems when he's interacted with fans, other people, and just people that you don't really sort of have any notoriety whatsoever. And I think what's really interesting is that video Neil mentioned was a situation where prior to that, people tried to take him down and sort of besmirch his name because he's came out as being a gay person, and he's tried to essentially say to people that it's okay to be gay, it's okay to sort of interact with people and pursue what you want. It doesn't matter what your sexual life is. But people tried to take that and twist it to say that he's had underage boys who are straight, tried to force them into the position using his power sort of thing. And he, throughout this whole time, stayed calm, didn't say anything to encourage it, and just sort of let the evidence speak for itself as it passed through. It was crazy.
Okay, so he hasn't had, like, scandals? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, everything came out as false.
No,
and he managed to sort of keep his calm. And just to remind you, this guy was 21, rose to fame in 4 years, and a massive scandal hit him hard where they tried to lost him like a couple of million followers and quite a bit of a profit on his business. But he managed to stay calm and collected throughout the whole charade and managed to basically clear his name in the matter of about 2 weeks.
That's something I was just going to touch on there because, like, I'm looking through his profile and I can see some of the controversies he's been through. But that just shows he's also been lucky enough to have good people around him. Because there's no way someone that young can go through all that by himself and be able to come out from that the way he has, which is really impressive. And yeah, props to the young man. He's done way more than most people have in their lifetime in such a short time. So yeah,
True. I mean, very, very impressive from the guys who've kind of said. I think it's just, I think it just goes to show that we've done pretty good. I mean, we can really respect everything that he's brought. Hopefully we can emulate some of that success with this, but I feel like we might not have the same sort of grasp as he does. Grant, just to move on, I guess you could say, I believe you have something that you'd like to bring to us all here.
Grant's gone.
Jesus, I genuinely thought that was Grant. I was like, whoa, what happened?
I shit my pants there, Rob. Gonna be honest.
I don't know if you're looking at the chat.
I scrolled up to look at Grant's thing. Sound.
So here comes the real question. Neil, when are you going to become a rapper so we can actually all start making money like James?
Bro, all I need to beat.
Mate, Peace is organizing the beat.
You can definitely rap better than Logic. You can definitely rap better than Logic.
Mate, the thing Logic has on me is that Logic can shout how he's black and I can.
You can do the same. Just come out and be like, yeah, my daddy's black.
Mate,
no, sorry, my daddy's black.
There's one of Logic's tracks that he's got, and he just shouts the N-word at the end of it.
It's
He's
mad.
talking about how some people work in the field, but he works in the house or something, right? And he just shouts at the end. And I remember at this point being like, I thought Logic pure
white.
Yeah, like a white rapper. And I was just like, I don't think that's okay.
I mean, like, I feel like the only one is maybe Eminem. He gets a pass, but
No, he doesn't. That's not the point.
Nah.
But no.
I've been to a Logic show, and I thought that the guy, like, I really like the guy's music, but I was like, when I saw him live.
Where did you see Logic?
I saw him in sort of back half of 2018. It was or maybe earlier than that. It was the Everybody tour. And
I thought about going to the Everybody tour, but I hated the album, so I was like,
I like the album, and like I feel like it was, it's definitely one of my most listened of the year, and I really liked it at the time, and I was like, this means a lot to me. But then during the show, he kept on stopping halfway through songs. Like, so when songs start like kicking in and a mosh pit starts to happen, he'd stop the song, he'd cut off the song, and he'd be like, "Yo, there's kids and women here. Why are you guys like thrashing around like maniacs?" And it's like, if you don't want us to do this, then don't play the songs that are going to make people do this. Like, you're at a rap gig, what do you want to happen? Like, I'm sorry, but like, if you bring a child to a rap gig, like, it's not my fault if they get absolutely stomped on the ground while I'm jumping up and down.
while I'm losing it to Black Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Right, guys, rein it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So, Grant, yes, so I believe you have brought with you, is it a challenge for us? What is this you've got?
Yeah, I'd probably fuck the goat real, but no one would know. But I would know in my head that was the greatest of all time sex. I'm just so interested to know what are the three of yours most embarrassing moments of your life, and what was the thought process happening in your head while those moments happened that made them happen. I'm very interested by this about people.
Embarrassing stories and what made us do them.
Yeah.
Is that okay? We're going right. Well, I'm going to turn to Afiz first here because I feel like he's the one that's going to dread this the most.
For God's sake. Oh. Right. So, Grant, can you repeat the question one more time so I know what kind of detail I need to give and not give it?
I want excruciatingly painful, cringy detail about the most embarrassing moment of your life. And then I want to know the thought process of how you got from A to Z and why you did it.
Okay. This is going to be painful. This is going to be really painful. But right.
Oh, God.
So I'm pretty sure I spoke about this on this podcast before, but I'll give a little bit more spice to it. So it was a staff party. I shall not mention what workplace it was, but I'm pretty sure Neil still at this place at that time? Yeah, Neil still worked at this place at that time. It was one of our special moments of the year where, we've all worked our butts off and we finally get a situation where the company provides all the drinks you can have in one night. Now, there should be rules to that kind of situation. I know free drinks is free drinks, but, when I'm walking up to you stumbling and being like, can I get another shot? The answer should be no. But with the people I had next to me at the time, it was a clear yes with a smile on their faces.
Do you mean me?
So anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, fast forward a couple of hours. Well, let's say 4 hours specifically. We're in the club that has a pole dancer pole on it, basically. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. But because I'm really nervous trying to say this story. Because I'm really, really embarrassed by it.
All right, this is the safe space of Afiz.
Yeah, I'm sure the rest of the world knows it. But anyway. So yeah, we're in this club that has a pole, like a dancing pole in it. People are swinging around. A boy in this group chat right now, who I should not mention his name, was also doing the shenanigans, swinging with no care in the world, loving life. And I'm just faded, dancing away, can't see left from right. And when you're dancing and something just brushes up on you, you can't really see what that thing is, but you kind of brush back and you're like, oh, it's a real person. So you turn around and you see their face. So in my case, I saw this person's face, and I was pretty faded, had no idea what they looked like. And my brain just went, you will do.
Mm-hmm.
Exact words.
Dear.
It was Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah? Oh, God, we're not going there. Anyway, you will do became kissing. Then, next to literally, not even next thing, literally 5 minutes later, we're in a taxi.
Uh-huh.
Look at Afiz, just casually being a smooth operator.
Yeah, no, look at this guy.
We're in a taxi, we're in this person's room.
Yeah, okay.
And things start to happen.
Things.
Now, any other normal human being besides me, like, this first encounter would have been a red flag. So, anyone in this group chat ever been in a situation where your dick almost broke?
Nah.
Okay, so the first encounter we had was things were happening. This other person got far too excited. Things went fully in, and they proceeded to sit down, which followed with an ouch.
Indeed.
Chill. The person laughed, and I looked at them with clear face, being like, that shit's not funny. But we moved on. We tried again. Attempt number 2. Person's too eager. Slip it in. Person sits quickly again. At this point, I'm like, right, I can't do this. Then they grab me. I'm giving away far too much detail here. Anyway, so we'll fast forward the rest of the detail from there. But anyway, things happened that night. It wasn't a fun night, but it was an interesting night. So anyway, fast forward some of the things I did that shall remain unmentioned in this chat. And I went home. Next day, woke up, feeling decent. Bad sex is bad sex, but if you get some, you get some. It doesn't matter how it feels. Like, when you get some, you just in a different mood.
I disagree massively with that statement.
Yeah, man.
Right. Anyway, so I did my own business, having, I just cooked some yams and some fried eggs. For you guys that don't know what yams are, they're not potatoes.
No, they're yams. I swear.
Anyway, I'm cooking yams and fried eggs and minding my business. It was really sunny, actually. It was a great day. And I received a message that I was like, you know when you receive a message and you just laugh and you're just like, wait, hold on. You just drop everything you do and you read it again and you laugh. Well, this message read, Hafiz, did you shit in so-and-so's bed?
No, that can't.
So at this point, I didn't even open the message. I just saw a glimpse of the notification. I dropped my plate. I was like, okay, put my plate down. And I opened it and read it again just to make sure I wasn't tripping. And I replied back being like, excuse me? Yeah, so-and-so woke up and saw stains on the bed.
Oh my god, this is the worst.
And now my natural instinct was send proof.
Oh, no.
And that's exactly what I said.
Nobody needs that proof.
Which no proof was provided. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't do anything because I know exactly what I did and I know when I left. So
That's bold.
riddle me that joke.
Oh,
But anyway, the most embarrassing part of that story was this person then proceeded to tell everyone in the workplace. And, me being black and things, some people had some very, very creative jokes.
oh, days.
One of
His
them
nickname
was,
in the group chat was Feces.
I'm sorry, man.
so yeah, that was a very fun time in my life. But yeah, that was my embarrassing story.
Oh, days. I feel like everyone's is going to bask in the shadow of that one.
Rob?
Yeah, that's-
take us away.
Days. Okay.
No, Rob can top that
Yeah,
easy.
but I'm not going to. I'm going to give you a fun little story. Which one am I going to choose? I had a good one in my head, actually. Ooh, see, this is kind of tough when you've done a lot of silly stuff that you kind of regret and wish you didn't do.
Oh, you mean like when you peed in the National Gallery?
Aye, well, no, that's when you have to go. You have to go. That's not really embarrassing.
It's understandable. These things happen.
We've all been there.
Let's see. I'll go for a relatively tame one. It's I got really drunk. I believe it was mostly the basketball guys that were there, and we were just coming out of essentially what was the Super Bowl party at, I believe, what is now called Bohemia. I don't think it was called that before. I think it was called like the sports bar or something. And I had my dreadlocks at the time, went across the bridge. For some reason, I don't even think I was provoked. I took my trousers down all the way down to my ankles and began to sort of waddle along the bridge. And a police car sort of drove by, and in my drunken state, I almost fell over, and I was just like, oh shit, it's the police! And just tried to like quickly pull my trousers back up in a very
The part you're missing out before that, Rob,
graceful state.
the part you're missing out before that was that I was there, and I turned
Interesting.
to you, filming you, and I asked, Rob, why are you doing this? And
Oh,
with a straight face and no hesitation, you turned to me and said, it's the rules.
Oh no.
As if that was
my
something that
Yep.
justified your actions.
Yeah, that was don't think
We
about
should
it.
have loved that one. Yeah, it's the rules is a definite.
It's the rules.
Fair enough. This boy knows what
It's
he's
the
doing.
rules. It is the rules. It's the rules.
I don't know, something about me having dreadlocks really turned me a funny way. Just to like add a little segment onto that one, I'll do it really quickly. I was on the ski trip, and two of
Well, you're
my
going for two.
two of my friends were sort of kissing each other. This is another dreadlock moment where I was really drunk. I saw two of my friends kissing each other outside. The only thing is, they were located on the path that I had to cross in order to get to my bedroom. So I thought, in my head, I was like a super ninja. And I was like, if I run really, really fast, they will not hear me whatsoever. I'll be so quick. It'll be like I'm a blur. They're just too into each other. So I run to my room so quickly. And in my head, I think, you know what? I've got away with this. And the next day, my friend comes up to me and says, literally, I came out, stared at them for like 10 minutes. And then he said he was kissing her, and all he could hear was these massive crunches in the sole, and my arms swinging side to side so rapid, but my legs moving really slowly. And I just sort of walked past him and went, yep.
For context, for folk that have never seen Rob run, just imagine Mr. Popeye running. That's what Rob looks
Or
like.
just giant forearms.
Post spinach though.
Well, Rob doesn't have giant forearms.
That's
I'm
what I'm
not
thinking
trying
of
to,
Popeye.
compliment him here.
What are you saying, man? Grant.
Yeah, Grant, hit us with yours. Let's hear it.
Hold on, right, real quick. You guys have got to give it up because I give it up there. Like one of these have got to at least try and match.
Man,
what
I
I
don't know. Yours is so bad though. That's like I don't know. That's.
Hey, look.
I just want to know. Did you shit the bed? Like I know that you're saying you didn't, but did you?
At this point, right, I wish I did it just because of the amount of like insults I got. I wish I
think
just
he
did it
knows.
so I can have that
Are
satisfaction.
you 100% that you didn't shit the bed, though?
Yes.
Grant, it's like the situation. Afis is basically the guy who didn't fuck the goat, but everyone thinks he did. It's just, it's one of those injustices.
Mm.
Very
In my
nice
head,
call.
I think it's like he both did and didn't.
Schrodinger's goat.
Schrodinger's jobby. That's what it is.
Oh my god.
Right, Grant, hit us with yours. Let's hear this.
Well, mine was on a holiday. I was on a pub crawl, like a pub crawl with a rep, so that sort of reprobate kind of holiday.
Alright, guys, come in here. We'll get you 5 shots, 5 Jaeger bombs, and a
Right, exactly.
5 euros. Yeah,
It was a competition where a guy from the group and a girl from the group would have to get up on the stripper pole. So another stripper pole's involved. That's where it sort of changes directions from your story, Hafiz. And so then there was a guy from the group and a girl from the group, and I was the guy, and so I was up on the stripper pole, and there was a competition, and the winner would win a round of drinks for their party, and I won basically because I whipped my cock out on stage and
Wow,
you did.
I did. I went for it, and I won. I won the round of drinks. But the thing is that wasn't the low moment. But I look back, the low moment is when I sort of when I was slipping my boxers down. It was when I turned and faced away from the stage. So you're facing the back of the club, and you're sort of sexually pulling your arse, you're slipping your boxers down. And I felt someone's hand slip a note, like I was a sort of common whore stripper up into my ass cheeks.
Jesus.
And then, that's how I ended up with 20 euros clenched between my arsehole.
So you became a stripper.
Yeah.
You became an accidental stripper.
An accidental stripper. I thought that it was
not accidental.
I thought it was a bit of banter. I didn't think that it was going to go as far as, your dick being out in front of a club full of people on stage, but
Fantastic.
Things happen.
You definitely kept the euros, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously. Not only did I win the competition because I got my dick out, whereas the girl refused to even take her top off, I was like, well, I mean, I've got myself a round of drinks here. I've got myself another couple of drinks for the 20 euros, no more.
Where was this happened, Grant?
This was in Sunny Beach, in Bulgaria. The scummiest of holiday locations.
Hey man, I wouldn't say that too loudly. We might get hit by the mafia.
No, it is.
For mine, so I've done a lot of shit that's kind of been pretty stupid that I've done, but it doesn't really embarrass me that much. Be it from, I don't know, any sort of injuries to intimate areas or anything like that, your flatmates happen to have walked in on or anything like that. Right, Rob?
Haunting.
Just any of that. But I think probably in my first year at uni, I remember being out, being very, very drunk, and having this older girl come up and speak to me. Very attractive. And basically just...
Hold up. I think you're playing down how attractive this girl was. This girl was the most alpha. In our time in first year, she was probably the most idolized girl at our uni.
In our time in first year.
No, Rob. I wouldn't say that. But she was definitely, she was attractive anyway. But I ended up one thing leads to another, and that thing leads to another, and I ended up going back to her.
Nearly play.
Right, exactly. I'm very, very drunk. I'm pretty sure at this point the basketball team in first year, we just won something, and I drank a bag of cider. Right, and that's as horrible as it sounds. This is like a fucking 9% cider from like boxes of wine you get, the bags outside of them. It's like that.
Yeah,
it's heavy, fucking horrible.
It's kind of like Frosty Jacks, if anyone's had that,
but stronger and flat and from a bag. Right, so I was most of the way through one of those, been out. So I end up back at this girl's flat, which is a nice place actually. Sex happens, sex is made, and I just remember at one point being like, "Oh, excuse me, I have to just go to the bathroom for a second." And I walked through, and I just distinctly remember standing at the entrance, the door to the bathroom, and there stands a good 6 feet in front of me is the toilet bowl. Instead of doing what any sensible person would do and take the next 3 steps forward to then vomit into the toilet bowl, I just stood at the entrance of the toilet, much like the protagonist from Team America and just open and projectile vomited over every surface that I could.
Oh no, bro.
Like, obviously not on purpose, but that is probably what happened. And she then, actually, no, I think what happened was I went back through to her bedroom afterwards and was like, yeah, I'm not okay. And this is where it gets a bit hazy, but I'm pretty sure she probably went and had a look and was like, yeah, you're not okay. And I think she was like, do you want me to call you a taxi? And I'm pretty sure I was just like, yes, please. So, I ended up somehow getting back to halls because we were still staying in university halls at this point. I get back there, spew everywhere on the way back, and then fall asleep. The next morning, I wake up to like a text from like a fifth year. This is when I was in the first year, so it was like a fifth year at the time, being like, "You who? So I heard you hooked up with this girl last night," and I was just like, "Mate, don't even talk about it. So much regret, so much embarrassment." He was like, "Oh, apparently you did an okay job though." And I was just like, oh, this guy's taking the fucking piss. Like, this is ridiculous. But apparently, even amidst my impromptu amateur paint job that I gave her bathroom, apparently it wasn't all bad. So I'm taking a solace there. I'm taking that little brag from that one. But yeah.
Ladies, if you're listening, he's lying.
No,
He's as bad as he is.
But I will paint your bathroom walls in vomit.
That's a grim proposition.
Yeah.
I think
So
the
that's
maddest
probably
thing is that this lady is a fully fledged model.
Mate,
Yeah.
straight up though, after that there was another time and she like saying some racist things, but I don't want to incriminate anybody, but that was a whole thing after that. I ended up speaking to her another time after that. Never again.
Oh boy, what's her name?
No, we can't. We can't. No names.
Oh, we're
no
not
names.
doing that. We're not
Okay,
doing that.
We're
We're not doing
Rob,
that.
you can move this section right here. We don't want that smoke.
Posting this. All right.
Grant, I'll tell you all about that later.
Okay.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So, now that we've finished up with all of our embarrassing stories, Grant,
Yeah.
your turn is over. So shut up. Afiz,
Ooh, Jesus. Cold, bro.
I believe you've brought with you a topic for us here.
Yeah, this one's actually a lot more lighthearted than like what we've spoken about today. So I don't know how to phrase it, but what are things you guys feel has changed about you that compared to when you were younger? Like things you feel like you do way more efficiently compared to like you were younger.
Masturbating.
Okay, let me be more specific.
Efficiency.
Yeah, I've got.
Okay, so
Really good at feeling sad. Not compared to when I was a kid.
think about the things you enjoyed the most as a kid.
Yep.
Then think about things you enjoy the
Yep.
most now. What's different
My
about
stroke.
that? Oh my god.
Hey, just as a note, apparently Nate Robinson wants to have a boxing match with Jake Paul.
I love Nate Robinson, but here we go. No.
Nah, man, Nate Robinson's
I
a
know.
beast.
Yeah, but you see
He's
the
pretty
height
short,
difference.
man.
If he jumps to fucking hit you with a haymaker.
But in boxing, you can't really jump. You'd be fucked with balance.
You'd never box against Nate Robinson.
Surely he's a bit of a beast himself, though.
True.
I mean, he's very athletic, but it's just that height difference.
Yeah,
you know?
you'd be fucked for boxing, I reckon.
Yes. Although Deji versus Gib, it's what it's all about.
Oh, I'm down. I'm so down. 7-figure gibber.
A big giver. I love Deji, the little hang-on brother.
Thinking about when you were younger, like think about the things you enjoyed doing the most, then compare that to the things you enjoy doing the most now at this day and age. What's different about it? We'll start with you, Neil.
So when I was younger, I mean, the things that I enjoyed most, I guess, was playing games. I guess I still do that. Also, a lot of just like I used to do a lot of like pretending that I was a superhero and all that kind of shit. Just playing with my mates, doing stuff like that, which obviously is not something that I do a lot of now. I do a lot of drinking now, which is not quite what younger me did. But I would say one thing that I'm just better at now is I just eat a lot more variety of things. I was very picky when I was younger. Pretty much
What was your go-to as a kid?
my go-to, like for food, for eating.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
some toast, some beans on there, baked beans, and some cheese on top of that. Called that cheese beano.
No wonder you like Judge
Beautiful.
Gambino.
That was perfect. Had that right.
Classic. It's not quite rice, bean, cheese.
It's not quite right. That was Rob. For anyone who doesn't know, that was Rob's poverty meal when we were in uni together. Basically, when he had no money, rice, beans, and cheese. That was his poverty meal.
All your nutrients.
Cheese is a commodity.
There's no nutrients in there.
Cheese is wealthy food.
Grant was just...
I mean, we can't really say that. If you saw Rob's halls, then he was the one that suffered himself.
Hey, Rob lived in some nice assholes.
He did.
Me and Afiz lived in the slums in first year. We can't say anything.
Yeah.
But no. Carrying on from me, let's straight back into things that we're doing slightly better from our childhood.
Yeah, I think I eat better. That is one thing that I do. I definitely have more of a refined palate, put it that way.
And the question is, so from what you said, if you were to go back as a kid, what would you change from what you enjoyed as a kid now, if you were to go back?
I don't know, man. I was gonna instinctively then I would say maybe I'd get more into football, because I think when you didn't know much about football, you weren't really into it. You were kind of a bit of an outcast when you were growing up. But I don't know. I guess that's made me who I am now, and I guess be that for better or worse as it is. I guess it's made me. Whereas otherwise, I could have been a total dick, maybe. Like, who knows? So.
But you could have been. That's a wild, strange alternate reality that you're mentioning that you could have.
I mean, I've met some professional footballers and people like that, and I don't want to make a generalization. So I'm not going to do that.
No, we definitely don't do that on this show.
We definitely do not do that. But no, I'm kidding. But I just think no, like not doing that is maybe what I am now. And I'm glad. I've got other interests that aren't just football. So I think and I've got better friends from it. So I'd say that's one thing I wouldn't do.
Oh, look at you!
Everyone knows that Neil is known for his football skills.
Oh, exactly. Almost as much as my muscles. What about you, Rob?
Honest opinion, things that I would want to do if I could go back, probably.
Well, before that,
probably
the things you enjoyed as a kid.
Things I enjoyed as a kid would probably just letting my imagination get carried away, sort of daydream and come up with the most insane scenarios, sort of predicting myself to be drafted for the NBA by the age of 18.
Well, that was silly.
That was very silly. I think as I got older, I realized I have to just put my expectations really low so that I can find some happiness.
I don't think you mean that seriously, though. Surely, because if you think about, no, he's not. Because if you daydream a lot, then there's definitely a certain level of creativity there. And I think that the fact that you've started a podcast is still sort of, you're still looking to itch that to get that creative itch out.
Yeah, but I just felt when I was younger, I was a bit more original. I feel nowadays I try and take an approach that's like a buccaneer instead of like a pioneer. I try and sort of look at what other people are doing that are successful and just try and take their format and improve on it. But back then, when I was a kid, I felt like I could come up with things that no one else thought of. I don't know. It's one of those you sort of learn as you grow up that nothing's original.
You were definitely one of those kids that thought they were going to be the king of Mars.
Oh, 100%. I literally thought I could float if I willed myself.
That would have been fun to watch.
Rob, you have told me in the past that you swear if you think hard enough about it, you could double jump.
I swear I could. I swear it's all just mind over matter. I just don't do it because I could shatter the earth.
So what would you change, Rob, if you could go back?
Put stocks in Facebook.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Facebook was.
I'm not even mad at that.
More or less done before you. Yeah, just well before you could possibly do that.
No. If I could go back and sort of, I don't know, change something, I would just say, you know what, enjoy the present. Don't try and focus too hard and try and be an adult and look forward to the future thinking everything's going to be better when you get your independence. I think just literally be present. Be present, enjoy being a child. That's what I would do. Go crazy.
Fair enough. Grant?
Well, it's almost like, it's like something Afiz said. I used to say when I was young. Wait, what was the question?
Right, the question was the things you enjoyed as a kid and the things you enjoy now. What's the difference and what's changed?
There's been any changes, to be honest.
Grant is just trying to sort of suppress the times where he was molested.
No, really. I don't know. I don't think that. I literally don't think I have anything this one. I don't know. I feel like I'm very, very happy with I'm very happy with where I'm at in life at 23.
White privilege.
I'm super happy. I'm also I would think that I would look at myself at 10 years old and be where I am. at this age is also awesome. Like I'm doing I used to make comic books and would want to make comics, and then went from there to be like, I want to be an animator, and that's what I do now. So I'm very, very happy.
God,
what a worst
Fair enough.
person living his
so
dream.
put together.
What an asshole.
Oh my
Literally,
God.
I'm satisfied and happy with my life, and people give me shit for it. This is the worst.
Good.
Had a dream,
This
attained
is the
it.
worst thing I've ever had to experience.
You sicken me.
Savage, bougie, and ratchet.
Carol Baskin.
I'll tell you what. There's one thing. I wish I stuck in more with martial arts because I used.
Shut the fuck up.
Wow, Rob really didn't like that.
No. That was satire. I'm sorry. Carry on.
No, I know it was,
You
but
can't just claim that satire from people.
Neil, that's how we're getting away with this entire show.
Oh shit. Okay. Rafiz, you wanna wrap us up here?
So I'd probably say for me, the thing I enjoyed the most as a kid was, right, this is going to sound really weird and stupid, right? But when I was younger, I was always that curious kid of like, when it comes to technology and like computers and stuff. I'll be that kid where if you invite me over and you let me on your computer, I would be that kid that would break your computer just to figure out how to fix it. And I don't mean like physically take it apart. I don't mean physically take it apart. I mean like software based. Like I would like literally reset things and partition things and just like really, really dumb stuff that like other people would just load up a video game and play, where I'm like, right. I'm going to break you and figure out how to fix you. Where compared to me now, I'm just like, if it's broken, I just buy a new one. I'm just not in the mind frame of ever wanting to fix things. But the thing I enjoy the most right now, you guys know this pretty well, it's mostly music. Just speaking about music and like, well, recently learning to make beats and like trying to compose stuff. I've had people start making like DJ names and stuff for me, and I'm like, yo, sure, I'm not going to be a rapper or a DJ anytime soon. But that's, for me, it's like the difference of like being very curious. I mean, I think what changed that curiosity for me is uni.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you go to uni, you think, right, I'm going to be the greatest inventor in the world. I'm going to discover this and do that. Then they hit you with that coursework of, yo, so there was this man called Bruce Wayne who tell me what he did in 1987, which is not relevant to what you're going to do. But like, you know, stuff like that kills your curiosity. And it's always fun to see how the thing you think about doing as a kid can dramatically change as an adult. Even though I'm not really an adult, I'm just a child in a man's body.
Really good point, because to be honest, you can tell the difference between when you ask how a first year at uni is doing compared to a fourth year at uni. It's just, you can just see the death in their eyes. It's so apparent.
It's funny enough you say that, though. I remember I had this one second year student come to me, like, oh, thanks for the advice. I got like 70% of my work. And he was like celebrating. In my head, I was like, why the fuck are you celebrating? That number means nothing. Second year, behave.
You're like,
wait till you get to third year.
Everything you do is meaningless.
Mate, when I was in uni, if I got 70% in something, I was partying.
Yeah, I'd be gassed about that.
If that's an A, I am fucking loving life.
No, I think it came in stages. In first year, I got 70%, I'd be crying. In fourth year, if I got a D, I'd be like, you know what, it's a pass.
It's a pass. It's a pass. Please get degrees.
Oh, days.
Yeah. But yeah.
Wow. Moving on from that.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
We now move to more of a poignant segment
Good word.
of our thanks, Rob. I really enjoy the word segment. We move on to a more poignant segment of our podcast today, which is the death of the murder, I should say, really, because looking at the circumstance, that's my opinion, of black men in America in police custody. Rob, I believe you wanted to bring this up today.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of a subject that brings sadness, anger, a lot of sort of mixed emotions, and for me, I wanted to talk about this because it's not something that everyone knows. It's sort of a regular occurrence, and people are so almost desensitized to the things that happen in America, like school shootings and whatnot. But for me, this one hit home because two guys, Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd, are two names you've probably heard on social media a lot recently. The first one, Ahmaud Arbery, he was just a regular guy, pretty much just like any of us sitting here right now doing this podcast. And he went on a run, like many of people do during isolation, and chased by a couple of guys in a truck and eventually mowed down with a shotgun. unarmed.
Am I right in saying that they claimed that he fit the bill for like a burglary suspect
Yep.
or something?
Yeah, literally they sort
Yeah.
of just said that they assumed that because there was burglars in the area while he was on the run, they just felt that they were going to try and do a citizen's arrest and assumed he was the guy. And to do a citizen's arrest, you have to catch someone in the act of the crime. He was not doing anything except being on the run. And instead of trying to confront him and maybe ask him questions or something, they just took a gun to him and pointed at him. And natural reaction if someone points a gun at you, especially being man of color in America, you're going to be a little bit on the defensive. And because he was a bit agitated, as normal people would, they shot him in the back as well. So it's like, I don't know how that can be defensible. And then to think that's bad enough, almost 2 weeks later, you have a case with George Floyd where he wasn't resisting arrest. We don't know the sort of background as to why he got arrested, but even saying that, you can see the video footage on pretty much any social media right now. Police officer had his knee on his neck, holding him down for at least 10 minutes while he was sitting there screaming, "I can't breathe. You're hurting my neck. I can't feel my body." And he was then, a couple of minutes later after that, pronounced dead. Pretty much moments within the scene of being suffocated to death, to be honest. Whether it's manslaughter, murder, whatever you want to call it, guy should be put in prison.
Yeah.
The first thing I would say in terms of Ahmed Aubrey is the reason they first chased him, which I just don't understand. Right. So one of the main reasons they decided to follow him was because he went into a house. Now, the one detail people always forget to mention is the house he went in was a house under construction, like not completed, not even close to being completed. Right. He went in to look around. And from the details they released about what the guy was currently studying at the time, he was studying to be an electrician. Mm-hmm. So he probably just walked into this construction house just to look at how, the wirings and stuff and things like that was just done, just to like have an understanding of how things work in the real industry. Mm-hmm. Then went back to his job just for some people to then chase him and say he robbed from people. And the worst part of that whole statement was there were other people that went into that construction house that day and nothing else happened to them. But the moment he stepped in, it became a problem. I mean, I'm not saying it was the owner of the construction site that triggered this. Like, no, it was just the random citizens that decided to take matters into their own hand. And that was just the one thing where it's like, you can't just chase someone for walking to a construction site or like just in general.
I would say like, even looking at that as well, like I know he was like accused of, or he fit the bill for some burglary suspect or something, even like going with the perspective of, for example, if he had been a burglar or something, or even if they had caught him in the act of robbing something, in no way, shape or form does that mean that you can exact capital punishment on somebody.
No.
Yeah.
Like that does not give you the right to end someone's life.
It's insane.
Like it's ridiculous. Yeah.
I've pretty much been off social media for the last month or so, but so the guy went into a construction site and then got shot down he was shot down by like people making a citizen's arrest. It wasn't actually police.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, so like that sounds absolutely insane. Like that's like that is just like random people shot someone and then we're like, oh well, it was a citizen's arrest. That's like totally like that's crazy.
Do you know what the best part was? Because the person who was filming the entire scene was the son of, what do you call it, judicator or something, like prime judicator. Essentially, he was the son of someone very important in sort of criminal law when it comes to that state. And because he was the son of the person, they sort of passed it on because of conflict of interest. And the second person they passed it on also had affiliations with two of the other people in the group because they were ex-private investigators. So then they had to pass it on further. And during this time, they sort of corroborated stories. And the guy's dad, who was filming the camera, said, although he didn't want anything to do with it, he believes that the people made a lawful citizen's arrest.
By shooting somebody in the back.
Yeah. Do you know what? Even if they were to shoot him, why not shoot him in the foot, the leg, something to like disarm someone who's maybe running away, not like a lethal shot, Even just to be on the extreme.
This is where their ridiculous defense comes into play as well, because they try to claim because they were both like fighting over, like trying to point the gun away. The guys that shot him are trying to claim he shot himself during the struggle of him trying to like protect himself. which is just dumb alone, because it's like you can't just point a gun at someone, attack them, then in the midst of the struggle, then try to say your defense as well. The guy shot himself. Like, you shouldn't be in that situation in the first place. But moving on from the Ahmaud Arbery part to George Floyd's part, the part that scares me the most, right, is something like, I read this comment posted by someone the other day, and it didn't trigger me, but it made me just say to myself, but well, if I was in that situation, what do you expect me to do? And like, for more context, basically, if you watch the extended video that's been released, it's a video of George Floyd being walked out by the police officers, and you can clearly see he's not resisting arrest at all. He's literally just following orders and just walking out. And next thing you know, he's not.
The part that I saw from that video was the police officer basically with his knee on Floyd's neck, basically just being like, if you get up and cooperate and get in the police car quietly, then basically just tell him to do that, but then making literally no attempt whatsoever to get up from this dude's neck or to stop fucking suffocating him. And I'm like, this guy is clearly just some fucking sadist.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because the tweet I read, this lady posted being like, well, if the guy had just listened to the police officer's orders, none of this would have happened. And I was like, but what you're saying is, from most videos I've seen previously, is if I was in that situation where the police approached me, what do you expect me to do in that situation? Because, like, from what I've seen, basically, it doesn't matter how well behaved you are. It seems like people get shot regardless.
Yeah.
You can have your hands on the... I don't know if you guys saw a video, actually, 2 weeks ago, where some guy was in a petrol station and the police officer approached him, and the guy had his left hand on the phone camera recording, right hand on the wheel. And the police officer kept saying to him, switch off the car. And the guy was like, nah, because I know for a fact the moment I reach for those keys, you're going to shoot me. And randomly, the police officer just screamed, he has a gun. And you can clearly see in the video, the guy's hands hasn't moved. And the guy just kept saying, you only want me to reach for those keys so you can shoot me. And watching that video made me go, if I was in that situation, I would have been dead by then, because I would be the guy who would try to follow rules just to get shot. And it's one of those things where it's like...
Do you know what really scared me about that video? Is the fact that the police officer that was sort of pointing the gun at him, he was shaking as if he was like having a sort of nervous breakdown because this guy was just trying to be calm and follow his instructions. And I was like, this guy is so jittery, he might even just shoot him by accident. It's insane.
I mean, some of these topics, right, are something like, there are reasons I don't like speaking about them, because it's just all of a sudden seems like it becomes the norm with like America, where it's just every other day we hear someone gets shot or something happens. But sometimes when I really think, I'm like, if I'm in that situation, what would I actually do? Because from the looks of things, there's nothing we can really do. You just have to hope for the best and hope things go the way they're meant to go and just doesn't turn left. But yeah, rest in peace to the two guys. That's all I can really say. And just, if anyone's out there, stay safe.
I just wanted to make this short point. This is going to be a really short segment. And just to sort of wrap this up, it's one of those that you see it happen and you see it becoming the norm. And just as sort of being a couple of us here, and we all have friends, being people of color, and that is what it is, it kind of makes you a bit on edge. It makes you think, is my actions going to be perceived differently? Am I going to be given the benefit of doubt? If I'm just caught in an off accident, maybe you're driving your mom's car and the police stop you in America just thinking, you're not registered under that car. Is that going to be an easy incident to explain, or is this going to be potentially getting shot in the head? It's like living that sort of day to day would put a lot of people on edge. And I can see why people can be a little agitated, and it's easy for someone to say, just comply. But I think it's when you're going through it daily and we can't really sort of sympathize, it could put anyone on edge.
I mean, that's what people always say. You always have a solution for things until you're in the situation. That's when it's different. So it's one of those ones. But like I just said, like most people in situations, like, just try to be safe. Try and just do what you feel is best and protect yourself and look out for your families. And yeah,
absolutely,
that's all I can really say.
Well, not to take away from that by any means. To move on to our final topic.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
From a very important, a very
just move on, Neil. Just move on. He's gonna
a very topical subject, Rob. That I'm glad you brought up, and we're gonna move on to our final topic, which Rob you also brought to the table, which is quite simply, quite beautifully, just rainbows. So tell us,
what
comes to mind when you see a rainbow?
Well, see, when I see a rainbow, it used to be I'd instantly think, gay pride. But now I'm conflicted. I don't know how to interpret a rainbow anymore. And without going into the sort of connotations of rainbow, I want to get your guys' opinion on what you think a rainbow stands for now.
So when I see them, I kind of get brought back to like a sort of primary school level Christian bringing up of rainbows are a sort of reminder that God loves you. And in some level, I actually see them and actually think, it's just like a nice sort of reminder that there's good. And it's like something just positive that you can kind of just see. Like, because I actually really like the saying some people say, as much as it is quite a cliche, like, you can't have a rainbow without rain. And it's kind of the sort of viewpoint. No, I mean, you laugh, but I do. I really like it because it's like you can't have beauty and you can't have nice things without having a bit of shit and without having a bit of grey and a bit of rain and just a bit of down. There has to be shit. Like, there has to be negativity for the positivity to come out of it.
I got that. Grant, we haven't heard from you in a while. What's your take on it?
Mine is much less deep. When I think of rainbows, it honestly, genuinely just goes straight to, that little gif of SpongeBob with his hands above his head and he opens them up to his side. Imagination as a rainbow appears. That is what I see when I think of the word rainbow.
A feast.
Pure joy and happiness spilling out.
You guys are going to laugh at me for this, but when I genuinely see rainbows, I remember Barney. Literally, the song "I Love You" literally starts playing in my head. I'm like, oh, good young days when I was innocent and had no worries.
I feel like I don't remember anything from that period.
Oh, I've had...
Mark my words. The next fucking celebrity that we have to be outed as a paedophile.
But that's
Barney
exactly what I was going to say. Holy shit. Wow. Get out my fucking head.
We have had Rolf
God.
Harris. We have had... Wait, did Hulk Hogan get fucking...
No.
Was Hulk
Not
Hogan
Hogan.
pedophile?
No,
He was
I don't
racist.
think he did.
We had Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's a fucking pedophile, right?
Allegedly.
Dude's a fucking pedophile.
Allegedly.
Barney the dinosaur, that purple motherfucker,
It's
is
next.
next.
We can't forget about R. Kelly.
No, I think that's already established. We don't need to mention him as much as we need to mention other people.
It
People
kind of
just
makes
know
you think,
when
though,
it comes to R.
if
Kelly
someone
now.
has been labeled with something atrocious as being a pedophile, are you still going to listen to the music if it still bangs?
Luckily, he was a one-song artist, and I feel like that one song is
R.
going...
Kelly?
R. Kelly?
No.
Wait, hold on.
Here's a few
Right.
more hits.
Right, let's just skip this because I'll just end up having...
Okay.
Are you about me? I hate the fact I'm defending R. Kelly now. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I was like, can we skip that? Because I don't want hate messages of me defending R. Kelly right now.
End him. He had one good song.
Have you
Oh
ever
my
listened to all
God.
the sections of Trapped in the Closet?
God.
Oh my god.
Okay, what do we think about...
That's the one part that hurts me the most, that I can't really listen to R. Kelly anymore.
Mate, so true. So true. I actually comes on, Ignition Remix is the song name, comes on still. I mean, obviously we're in lockdown and fucking clubs and pubs aren't open, but
Still playing
everything
it.
before that, it's still on everywhere. Same as Michael Jackson still comes on everywhere, and they're both, R. Kelly actually got convicted, didn't he?
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Still gets played.
And everyone loves ABC 123 song by MJ. So
Well, that's the Jackson 5. That's why he's a kid.
He was an innocent child then.
wow.
Imagine being the guy that wrote the lyrics of that song.
Genius.
So simple. Just
Probably
so simple.
That's it for life. Yeah.
I guys, I'm gonna say it right here. I just can't believe it. I just can't.
Rob, I know where you're going with this.
No, honestly, Neil, I cannot believe. Honestly, I can't.
About R. Kelly? Is that what you're talking about?
I can't believe it's not butter.
Oh.
Well, what a horrific, awful way for us to round this off.
But to round that sort of segment off, I was thinking, come on, rainbows.
You know what? I gave Neil the rights to run this episode, and now I'm just gonna cut. What a fucking dickhead!
No, I'm not gonna finish off the episode. I'm just gonna
Fuck
finish
you,
this
stupid
topic.
bitch. Nah, fuck you.
You
man.
still have to
Fuck-
do the outro, you fucking
Fuck
cunt.
you, man. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck you, Rob. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck me.
Grant hates me. God, I love Grant.
It's fine. I'm sponsored by China, so I got big money.
China.
China.
China. No, I was going to say, rainbows kind of have 6ix9ine. It just makes me think of 6ix9ine now.
Oh my god! Right? Can we talk about?
Can we not speak about
quickly? Because the guy, see when he said, right? So that new song, but you're like, my god, like, so before he went to jail, he was making kind of tropical house sort of like Latin American rap, which I was like, you know what, this is fine, but it's not what I come to 6ix9ine for. And then he comes out of jail and straight away releases a song which just bangs so hard that you just can't help but be like, this is amazing, this is the best thing I've ever heard.
Ooh, controversial.
And then he's like, everyone's chasing clout, I am clout. And then he goes and proves it with the numbers that he does in the first week. It's absolutely unreal. The boy's a legend, and you can't compare to him.
Oh my god, Defease, what do you think of this?
I'm staying out of this because this could end up being another hour of conversation.
Good.
Sirens going off.
We should have had this before.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Oh, days.
He's so funny. Like, he's just hilarious. He just does what he wants. And like, what are you gonna?
If not that Azealia Banks like actually existed, I think 6ix9ine could have been up there.
Like, honestly, if he gets shot, I would not be surprised. But
do you know what I think is actually crazy? People who are tempting fate by dressing up as 6ix9ine and going to the streets.
Yo, those guys want to die, honestly.
Get out my head, Neil.
It's ridiculous to like dress up as Takeshi 6ix9ine and go and pretend to be him. Like, come on, do you like life? Well, clearly they don't anyway. But yeah,
they must not.
Yeah, to be honest, I just claim a bit of ownership for him because I was subscribed to his SoundCloud the day that Gummo got released.
God.
I was like, wow. And I remember linking Gummo to people and being like, listen to this, it's absolutely shit. And then a year later being like, this is a summer anthem. This is this summer's anthem, yeah.
Jesus.
I just remember 2 days after he got released, he went on Tory Lanez' Instagram and said to Tory Lanez, if you don't speak about me in your live stream right now, I'm going to snitch on you. And I was like, bro, that's not funny. That's not funny.
He just does what he wants. It's absolutely hilarious.
He's such a troll, honestly. Oh,
bro, it's like the Trump thing. Like, Trump's just a troll. Like, people are serious, such a massive troll.
Yeah, Neil.
He says it's funny. It's funny.
I'm going to leave it up to you on how you're going to segue into the ending here.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not actually sure. I'm not going to lie, I zoned out there we started talking about 6ix9ine towards the end. I've had a fair bit to drink now.
Christ, what have I done?
So, hold on, wait, let me just...
This is why I said you should have wrote it down.
No, I'm just trying to think how I want to segue this. Otherwise, I close easy, Rob. I'm a master of improv.
Oh yeah, master closer.
I can do this.
Okay, so the last thing the audience is going to hear is Grant talking about this song Gumball and saying like that's an amazing song,
Easy.
Blah blah blah.
Easy, right? Okay, cool. So just like 6ix9ine's rise and fall, from his apparent rise from Gumbo fame to infamy to fall of going to jail and whatever the fuck he's become since then, so have we. We are coming towards the end of our podcast. I think it's had its ups and downs. We've probably lost quality as we've gone on, as I know that I got made to drink a lot during that section where I had to talk about all these apparent modern phrases that I don't believe are actually in any sort of use. But I've been Neil. This has been I Digress.
To everyone listening, memento mori.
Don't know what that means. Grant?
I appreciate it, and goodbye.
And a fees.
Well, to everyone listening, tune into 808's Nations featuring Rob for my hip-hop and R&B podcast. Thank you very
Future
much.
Rob, edit that out. Nah, jokes.
Well, if we want to go on that one, then check out Grant and Sean Raw, my pro wrestling podcast.
Okay, definitely removing that.
Definitely not.
We love the plugs.
We're plugging ourselves and we'll go full out.
Everybody there, thank you for listening. This has been I Digress. Embrace the day. Good night.
I digress.